All right, hey, welcome back everybody. Over here at hive number 5, the last one for this week's inspection. And if you can't tell, I already have the 10 frame equipment set up to move them into a 10 frame box. So quick backstory on hive number 5. I think June 12th, I discovered a queen cell in one of the other hives, moved it down into the 5 frame nuke box here with a few frames from maybe number 2 or 3, can't remember that well. But that was definitely June 12th because June 14th I left town for about 2 weeks. Came back at the end of June on the 30th, got into the hives Independence Day, so I gave them, it was like 1 day shy of 3 weeks. Let's just say 3 weeks for argument's sake. Gave them 3 weeks of uninterrupted time. The queen cell hatched. She made it, returned, and started laying. And then last week I inspected them for the first time, determined they were queen right, that's why I can say all that, and I was able to find her and mark her. So this is just going to be a very quick inspection just to see how they're doing, and then essentially just moving them into the 10 frame equipment. I already have a division border set up in the 10 frame with 1:1 sugar to give them immediate food sources to start drawing out wax on some of the newer frames. So yeah, enough of me yapping, let's pop the top. I won't need that for a while, hopefully. I have my queen clip ready so I can cage the queen. That allows me to move the frames with peace of mind, knowing she's not on there, so I won't squish or damage her. That is an extremely dark bee. That's kind of cool to see. Okay, camera angle is good. Yeah, take a look at, let me try and show you this real quick. Look at this bee here. Hopefully that's close enough. Yeah, the queen's not on here. Take a look at this bee. Looks extremely different compared to the others. Look how dark the abdomen is on that one compared to that one there. So that's interesting. Guess I can move this frame over in the meantime. Yeah, just kind of figured, what is it? Almost, yeah, about a month later. So a month of being in the 5 frame. They should be ready. Oh yeah. Plenty of brood on that side. Got some drones hanging out. And they've actually, hopefully that comes up on camera, but they've actually created a no kidding queen cell. So there's a queen cell down in hive number 1 also, which is in the very early stages. So I'm just going to let that ride. But definitely something to pay attention to, because I am going to be making quite a few splits. There's the queen right there in the upcoming weeks. And cage her real fast. Not to toot my own horn, but kind of getting good at that. There she is right there. First up close look. Gave you a close look last week, but I don't think I caged her. No, I just marked her last week. Alright, let me set her on top of the 10 frame. I'm just going to check the rest of these frames real quick, just to see that, well, not to see, but to look for the same thing, just to see if they have any queen cells in development. And it looks like, can't remember, but hopefully, yeah, okay, that was the queen cell she emerged from, and the bees are in the process of tearing it down. But yeah, I can see some nice eggs, brood. So she's doing a pretty good job. Let's get these frames moved over. Again, just checking for queen cells or anything like that. Just stuff to pay attention to. Looks like a ton of eggs in this frame as well. So yeah, she's doing good. Nice food stores. One last frame. New frame, some weird wax, not much really going on there. I'll put that on the outside, just so they have better frames to work on the center. Sorry if the camera's shaking. Alright, before I push that frame down, because I do have the division board feeder, which makes it a very tight fit. Let me move this into the space it's going. Okay. Let's see here. Let's get this last frame. Let's get this last frame into the deep. Very tight fit with the division board feeders. If y'all haven't experienced that for yourself, it really just kind of depends on the frames. Brand new frames you won't necessarily notice, but any frames that have some use to them and propolis built up, it does make a pretty tight fit. Okay, 1 second. Hopefully you can see what's going on. All right, let's get the rest of the bees from the nuke. That's all it takes. And then I'll put the nuke in front of its location, and the rest of them, they'll find their way home eventually. Same thing with the bottom board. And then I'll slide them over to where they were, their original location, so the foraging bees can find their way to their new home. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I have a entrance reducer underneath the hive to give it the right tilt forward just a few degrees so any rain doesn't accumulate on the bottom board, since it's a solid bottom board. Alright, let's release the queen. There she goes. And something else that's new, not just building equipment, which is the bottom board there, but for the first time, I'm going to be running a migratory cover. So this hive does not have an inner cover. That is a first for me. Also made this with my neighbor, and it is a very nice fit, if you can't tell. Found some instructions online, made some modifications. I'll post those to our Facebook page under the menu tab, which also has recipes for sugar water, swarm traps, making hard candy for candy boards in the winter. So if you haven't checked out our Facebook page, the menu tab, probably an option most people don't explore or think about clicking on, but that's where I'll put those directions. And that is a very beautiful sight, I guess, especially if you're a beekeeper, to see nice flights at the entrance. Alright, enough of me yapping. Let me get an entrance reducer on them. That's it for number 5. They are now back officially in a 10 frame. And I will check on them in a week, like usual, with the rest of the colonies to see how they're doing. Hopefully next week when I inspect number 5, I will notice they are using the sugar water, and on some of the new frames, the new foundation, hopefully I will see they have started to draw new wax. Okay, well that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, everybody. I have my fair share of work cut out for me regarding all of this. So I still need to look at number 6, good lord. But yeah, these two, 4 and 5, I'll put new supers on them next week. I'll give them a week to work the 5 frames now that they're back in a 10 frame, and then in a week I'll add the super, and that's part of my overwintering plan. If you haven't watched the introduction video for this week, I did about a 10-minute video just saying what my plans are, what I'm going to be doing this week, to kind of cut down on the individual inspection videos time, which it does seem to have helped. Either way, just trying something new. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Cole's Farm, Jacksonville, North Carolina. It is hot. Been out here for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, soaking wet, and I'm just going to finish a few things up and get out of the heat. Hopefully everybody else is having an excellent beekeeping season. Stay tuned for future videos, and again, please subscribe to the channel. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody.